Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Barely Necessities, laughingplace.com's Disney merchandise show. I'm Rebekah Mosley, the co-founder of Laughing Place, and with me, as always, is our site manager, Rebekah Burbank. How's it going, Rebekah?
It's good. I got back from Disneyland Paris just a few days ago, and I think you were recently at a Disney park too, right?
I was going to say we're both fresh off of Disney trips. You were at Disneyland Paris. I was at the original. I was down in Anaheim at Disneyland. So, in fact, I have a little picture I can share of the reasons that I was at Disneyland. I had to go say goodbye to Toontown for just temporary, but you
hmm
never know kind of what's gonna be changed when it gets back, right? So you got to make sure you document and see all your little favorite nooks and crannies. And I took the opportunity. I brought along a little pin I had purchased many years ago. It was a sign that hung for way too long on the old America Sings attraction. Once it closed, this sign is what greeted you for many, many years before it became interventions. So it's sorry, we're closed to imagine you're a brand new attraction. So I thought, hey, Toontown's going to be closed for a year. Let's revisit that little memory. So that was a little bit of fun I had with some merchandise I have here. Don't know if you've ever done that kind of thing other than maybe nuiMOs, right? Posing nuiMOs around.
I have a Carol Danvers Captain Marvel doll, and I took her with us to Hong Kong one time and did took some pictures for Instagram. But
Oh,
other
that's
than
fun.
that, not really. I like the idea though, and I think when people do it, it's always so cute. I wish I was as creative.
Well, speaking of nuiMOs, a couple of new characters have arrived to Shop Disney. Why don't you tell us about those, Rebekah?
Yeah, we have Zootopia characters here. We've got Nick Wilde there in his slacks and button-down shirt, looking like a sly businessman with his tie. And then we have Judy Hopps as the officer that she is in Zootopia, looking so cute. And we have spring fashions too. I like this like almost gardening look that they have modeled there on Chip.
And then, no, Doobie, not Tiger King. This is Captain Marvel.
No, no, wrong Carol.
Oh man. And then Minnie looking ready to
Yeah.
take on the world. So very, very cool. And also some you gathered up this springtime picnic set.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
I'm always impressed with what the nuiMO collections consist of. And every month when they release something new, it's always adorable. So yeah, like have a picnic with your nuiMOs. And Nick and Judy can join now and make sure
So,
everything's
so you can pick up this little set with your nuiMOs. You can take some nice pictures there on the grass by the hub in
Mhm.
Magic Kingdom, or maybe over some spot in Epcot, right? They can be enjoying their food and flower and garden
Yeah.
festival fun. So springtime fashions and fun for your nuiMOs are over at Shop Disney. Also at Shop Disney is a new designer collection doll. This one's stunning, Becca.
Yes, this is Aurora. She's the sixth doll in the series, designed by Victoria Hamilton. And I really love how her dress goes from that really rich blue to like an ombre fade to pink. Now, I don't necessarily like these windows on the side of her dress, but looking at it head on, the color scheme, everything else is great. The windows just kind of don't do it for me.
At least they're on the kind of the like a back train
Yes,
area, so it would be up to you whether or not you choose to showcase them.
that's true.
But the design, this blue to pink, I agree with you that it's stunning, and I'm fond of the way in the bodice that they
hmm
show her crown,
Yes.
right up front there. Really attractive design on this Aurora doll. I think this is my favorite of this designer collection series. Similar for you, Becca?
Yes, I would have to agree with that. And also, I think Shop Disney anticipates that this is going to be a favorite because the edition size is 10,000, and the only other one I think that had 10,000 was Ariel. So guessing on what they think is going to be popular. Um, Aurora's one of them.
Ah, Leanna's a fan of
Hmm.
the series as well. I don't blame you. These dresses and have just been really gorgeous. Lots of pretty designs. So I'm interested to see in future years if we'll see people start to cosplay some of these, doll designs that we're seeing because they're so creative and stunning. Why not? I'll be, designer collection Aurora when I go to, D23. I can see it
Yes.
happening.
Well, that's funny you bring it up because there was someone in 2019. It was the first time I went to D23, and there was a girl who was dressed as one of the Jasmine designer collections from a
Okay.
couple years ago. And I was like, "Wait, are you supposed to be the Jasmine designer doll?" She's like, "Yes." So yeah, maybe we'll see
There you go.
groups of people. You grab your friends, and
That'd be
everybody
fun.
kind of gets to be a princess.
That'd be a lot of fun. Um, continuing with the princesses,
Mhm.
you can dive into the world of Ariel with this new Lego set
Yeah,
coming to Shop Disney.
I think it's cute that it has a slide, right?
Yep, always. That's one of the fun elements of any castle is its slide from the upper floors. But the Lego set comes with Ariel, her sister Arista,
Mhm.
as well as her father Triton, her pals Flounder and oh no, wait, I'm sorry, her pal Sebastian,
Amazing.
and then a few of these dolphins. So
Yeah.
in that, because it has Triton and the dolphins, I immediately went to the electrical water pageant. Oh, Flounder is there. He's up at the
Yes.
top. I thought I'd seen him earlier. So, so yeah, so a delightful new set coming to you from Lego. Cinderella is featured in a new RockLove series. What can you tell us about this, Rebekah?
Yeah, they debuted this today, so it's available right now, and it's this antique clock-inspired look, and yeah, after, you don't have to worry about the stroke of midnight, though, the magic is just starting for us. So they have the clocks feature, Ancathis, am I saying that right? And a sterling silver drape, and then Roman numerals for the hands, and then there's a glass dome over the top of each piece so that it can magnify the time, which is set at 8 o'clock. So she's just getting her night of enchantment started.
Right?
On the back, it says "Once upon a time," so that's kind of fun too.
So often you'll see these designs focus on that midnight, but that's like when the magic was kind of over, right?
Yeah.
This is fun because it focuses on when the magic was just beginning, right? She's
Yes.
kind of underway on this new adventure that we know how it ends, but for her, it
Right.
was that moment in time, right?
Exactly. Exactly. So it's a three-piece collection. We have a necklace, a ring, and earrings. And I like this.
It's in sterling silver, which is what I tend to go towards with jewelry, and being Cinderella, this one is really pulling at me. I haven't yet hit the purchase button, but it is definitely front of mind right now, as far as what does my budget allow me to pick up within that world of Disney jewelry.
Which piece would you get?
I do fancy the clock, the necklace,
Okay.
but they did have,
Oh,
there was another item that caught my eye
sorry.
that I'm not
It
seeing it
was
right now, but the
I did
necklace
read
I
it.
think is more I don't wear a lot of jewelry, and I tend to get it, like, stuck in a pattern. Like, I think I've had this mini bow on for a few weeks now, just not even changing it out. But, yeah, I don't know. It's so the design of the the sculpting on this silver is
Mhm.
really beautiful, and it reminds me of also Cinderella Castle as well. So it's kind of that
Yes.
mixture of my love of the film and then also how much I love being at the parks, and so it's like a nice piece to kind of bring me to both places at once.
Yes.
In the workplace, okay, this jumped out at me, from Shop Disney, the brilliant, blue, no, blue, no, it's yellow. I'm so
I
tired, you
it's
guys. I'm so
we're both
tired.
tired. We're both a little bit jet lagged.
I I was just telling when we were getting ready to sign on, I was telling Rebecca, the past 2 days at Disney, I did about 20 miles total walking. and I just haven't been like that active in a really long time, and I'm so wiped. And I'm sure with you with the time
Oh,
change, you're probably
it's
like all
all
over the place too.
all I'm actually going to bed on time, so that's a good thing.
Okay. But they have this new, really sunshiny, bright and cheery. Here, let me try and do this right. Bright and cheery desk set
Mhm.
available on Shop Disney. It's Mickey Mouse. It says be happy. If you are in an area of the country where maybe it's not quite as bright and sunny yet, maybe this is
Mhm.
a way to bring some of that outdoor sunshine into the office. What do you I know, I know I'm jet lagged, even though I don't leave the time zone. Kyle's so right, but I am. What can I say? Becca, what can you tell us about the Be Happy office collection?
Yeah, this was introduced or teased, I guess, back in January. So I'm glad we finally are seeing it. But yeah, it's just to bring some joy and sunshine to your office space, whether you're working at home or in an actual office. But yeah, we got the bookends there. I like that you can bring that little bit of Disney to a place, that might not always be so cheery. That's a pen holder, and then also the front there holds an iPhone. So if you're doing, or I shouldn't say iPhone, I should say smartphone, cell phone. So if you're doing a chat with somebody, you can prop it up against that, and it's kind of clever.
Yeah, that was my favorite piece among the collection was that pen and cell phone holder. I thought that was a really clever design and like Mickey, so it was all good there. But since we've been talking about how jet lagged we are, part of that is because Rebekah and Kyle were over at Disneyland Paris for the 30th anniversary of the park.
Mhm.
They got us footage of not only the dance and show and high energy experience, Dream and Shine Brighter, but they also brought us coverage of the drone show, the Spectacular. If you haven't checked out our Disneyland Paris videos and articles, be sure to check those out. You can find the articles obviously on Laughing Place, and those videos are right here on this YouTube channel. They did a tremendous job kind of bringing us right there to Paris if we aren't able to get there ourselves. And see Kyle meeting Minnie. And Kyle's here, Becca, right? He's going to be
Yes, he
joining us.
is.
So
Yes,
should I bring him on now? We can start talking
sure.
some Disneyland Paris merch.
Yes.
Hey,
Hello.
Kyle, how's it going?
Pretty good. How about you guys?
We're here. We're somewhat awake. We're making it through. You guys got to see a lot of really great merchandise. Becca, can I just let you lead the discussion and I'll just kind of try and plug in pictures as you guys start talking about stuff?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay.
Um, yeah, Kyle, you got a preview of the merchandise, right? Before everybody else did.
It was the same day it was on sale to the public, but I got
Okay.
to they only have the 30th anniversary merchandise in one shop. So the benefit of being at the press event was that I had a badge that they opened the velvet rope and let me straight in instead of having to wait in line. So that was the preview I got, was not having to wait in line. But
Wow.
But yeah, they have two collections, so you can see right there in that photo we have up there. I think that's their more, I don't know how you would say it, but it's like it's actual photographs and more of like the castle imagery, or you've got Mickey there, and it's a little bit more of I don't know, what would you say, like a modern look, Kyle? Um, with the focus on the anniversary date, not so much the 30th, but like more of the anniversary date, like how
When
much.
when I saw these pictures, Becca, the word that came to my mind as far as like merchandise marketing was tech. I feel
Okay,
like
yes,
whenever I see something along those lines, they call it their tech
their
something.
tech.
That that's what this kind of jumped at me. But really interesting choice. What did you guys think of this particular line? It's not whimsical.
No, definitely not whimsical. They had a tank top that had a tie front. That's still long enough, but had a tie front, and I thought about getting it, but they only had children's sizes. So I guess that was kind of like, well, okay, that's what I'm interested in, the kid look. But Kyle, what about you? What did you think of that?
I think that this line pays more tribute to like the Euro Disney. Like I think there's even like some Euro Disney touches, but I could be wrong about it. Maybe I'm just associating it because it says like the date, the D92. I think it's ED92, which is a popular Disneyland Paris fan site.
Of course. Yeah, I can see that. But there was just so much merchandise that you guys were able to showcase.
He's got, we ended up buying one of the Spirit jerseys.
Yeah.
So he's got that
so
there
this
for.
is, so you got the 30 on the front with the castle.
Let me try and make you big. Hang on. I'm working on
Okay.
it. Let me drag you over. Okay, there we go.
There we go. So yes, got the 30, which is of course the mouse thing, and I don't know why I can't figure this out. And then the back is
Because it's
the
the
cool
opposite
part
of a
to me.
mirror.
Yes. So
Ooh.
yeah,
So-
have the castle, and you got a little Tinkerbell up here, and then Phantom Manor with some ghosts flying over for the D. The S is a dragon. The N is Big Thunder. E is Small World, which is closed right now, so that's sad. The Y is just a Y, but it has a what is it?
X-Wing.
X-Wing.
And then Orbitron. You have, this is the entry to Adventureland. Then you have kind of Skull Rock, that kind of Adventureland area. And I believe the D, I'm thinking it's supposed to be the Indiana Jones coaster.
That's what jumped. That was my guess too. Here's another still of the Disneyland, back of the Disneyland Paris. Is this a Spirit jersey? Is that what this is?
And then both of the sleeves have this 30 years of magic.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, with a nice little like spectrum of color there too.
Yeah, I can see why that one jumped out at you. I like the variety of attractions available along the back. That's really clever.
And I bought this other Spirit jersey that I'm wearing now. This is one that I wanted for a while, and we had a trip planned. And I was like, cool, I'm gonna have to buy that when we go. But then that was our March 2020 trip, which did not happen. So then last time we went, it was long gone. But then this time it just randomly emerged. So this it's pretty basic. It got some French influence with the stripes and stuff, and then the back, which I'm not going to bother turning around, but it's just the normal font, but it's red, white, and blue for the French flag. So.
Oh wow! Oh, that's sweet. I like it. I can see what I can. I'm glad that it was still there for you when you got back all these years later, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a little funny. As soon as I bought the other one, I was like, okay, well, I don't need this. And then Becca's like, no, you're getting it. Okay, I'll come home with 2 Spirit jerseys. I'll be that person.
There you go.
Pretend you're not happy about it, but secretly you are. I know I'm going to see both of these shirts a lot.
I was going to say, based on, I suspect that they will both get there. You will get your money's worth out of how often these are worn. I'm sure they will be well worn, well loved for quite a while. And hey, just because you didn't take the trip doesn't mean you shouldn't. You would have bought that one then. And then when you would have seen this one this time and you would have picked it up. So, you just ended up doing both at the same time. Did these ears sparkle as much as they seem to in your pictures, Bekah?
Yes, they do. They really do. They're very pretty. I thought about getting these, but I had just purchased, last trip I had purchased the iridescent one. So I was like, okay, you don't need too many anniversary style ears. But yeah, I really like that contrast, that bright blue and the sharp, crisp white. That bow is a little iridescent. So very pretty. A lot of people were wearing these around the park.
I noticed how popular all the sparkly like mouse ears and all that were during my recent trip. I'm going to bump that up there so we can all be tiny again and showcase all the merchandise. But yeah, the iridescent and the sparkles just really are quite popular.
And the outfits that the plush are wearing kind of mimic what their new costumes are for the anniversary celebration. So that's pretty fun too, which we've seen other resorts do that as well. Walt Disney World for sure. And Disneyland, of course, has, changed the character costumes several times. But I really like these water bottles. Thought about getting one, then we decided not to, mostly for space reasons.
I almost wrote you and said, do you have enough room in your suitcase to bring back one of these for me? Because not only is it this really gorgeous iridescent, purples and this deep green and just really kind of opal, reminds me of a Japanese beetle in a way.
Yes.
But then the Disneyland Paris is in that same design that you were showcasing on your Spirit jersey, Kyle, where it's like a little homage to each of the attractions. Hi, DLRP Studio. Hey from Italy. Oh, I'm glad we were able to join us. We're looking at some of the 30th merchandise. Rebekah and Kyle, who are joining me over there, just got back from Paris. So let's see what Jeffrey's having to say. I do like some of the merchandise they have for the 30th more than I agree. I'm in a similar boat. I do. So hopefully Kyle and Bekah will get back again and I'll be able to be like, okay, here's my shopping.
Right. I know. I guess
all the things I regret.
Right.
That's Tick and Tack.
Yeah,
that's right.
They have and Goofy is Dingo, Rapunzel is Rapunzel. So Snow
White. My favorite
is
Snow White, Blanche-Neige.
Yeah. So
do you hear people calling that out? Like, when you're at US parks, you hear it. Do you hear a lot of people calling out in French, or is there the dynamics of the guests, is that something you hear?
Sometimes, like if it's a parade character walking by and there's a family there, oh look, oh, Blanche-Neige. I mean, they're not saying, oh look, but they're talking to their children in French, and you do hear the terms or the characters' names in French. So it's not like I don't hear it so much in passing conversation, but if there's a show or something, definitely have heard that people use those terms.
What was Mater's name? Martin?
Martin. They had a magic shot with Mater, but it said Martin. So I was like, okay.
When you guys have traveled to a lot of the parks. Is that similar when you're in Tokyo? Do the characters there have like Japanese sounding names, or do they adapt kind of like a stylized English for the character names?
I don't remember a bunch of changed names in Japan. If anything, maybe they're written in katakana, so there might be like a couple of pronunciation differences, but I don't remember any of them having like completely different names like Dingo or anything like that. So
yeah, that's my recollection. I used to visit Disneyland over the summer with girls visiting from Japanese college who were learning English, and I don't remember them using names that were distinctly Japanese. I remember it kind of being more what I would say kind of stylized from English into Japanese. So I was like, oh, maybe my memory's off. But they even have chocolates.
They do. Yeah, aren't those cute? Just regular chocolate with all the different characters.
But what a nice item to bring back as a souvenir to family or whatever, because people don't necessarily want to be wearing mouse ears just all over everywhere, but you can bring this back, or maybe that may not want to have a coffee cup with Mickey Mouse on it. Not everybody is as comfortable being a Disney adult, so a nice item to bring back as a souvenir. And then Kyle, were you the one who ended up picking up a souvenir medallion?
Yeah, I actually didn't. I figured that these would exist, but I wasn't sure until I read Edith's article, and so then we kind of knew where some of these machines were. So we're like, okay, well, let's try to find it. And I found this one I actually purchased. It was right under the train station, but there's another one we saw at Disney Village as well. It's €3. But what's nice is that you don't have to have euro coins on you. It does take like Apple Pay or tap credit cards. So I was able to purchase one. I think don't have it right next to me, but
I don't know where it is.
No,
I have a few of these. I have a 2022 one that we bought last time, and I think I have another one with Chip and Dale from a few years ago.
Do you know offhand? Are there several different designs, or is that a singular design in many locations?
Yeah, so I mean, there are some repeat ones, but they usually change one out so there's usually a yearly one. And then some other ones that we ran into just looking for this one. There was a Pirates of the Caribbean. There was I think a Cars one. And several other designs.
Star Tours.
There's a few of them. Star Tours. Yeah, there's a few around the parks, and then also a bank of, I'd say 4 or 5 of them
Mhm.
in Disney Village. So that's usually a good place to get these. And it seems like the wording on it is that this isn't just at Disneyland, but they have these types of coins throughout. I don't know if it's just Paris, the Paris area, or France, but there's like a French like inscription
Okay.
thing on the back. So it seems like it's part of like a larger initiative.
Collectible. And then
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about that, but that's my.
Doobie's asking, is this a smashed French coin like we have our pennies, or is this like our more reminiscent of our medallions here?
This is more like this is like a challenge coin sort of a thing. Definitely not any sort of smashing. It's thick, it's heavy. It's you could probably use it as a pog slammer back in the day.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it's about that size too.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty big. Like I don't know if you can tell the scale from that photo, but it's probably like that big, not like a tiny coin.
Doobie mentioning that you're showing your age, Kyle. And you also stumbled on a few just delightful, not 30th anniversary items as well that you shared on Twitter. So
Yeah, that was at the Ratatouille shop
Mhm.
in Walt Disney Studios Park, and I just thought it was cute, and so then I decided to make a reference, showing my age once again, to the very well remembered film Dude, Where's My Car? Nobody said anything about it, but
that film is
that's
on
what
the
I was
tip
going
of
for with
everyone's
that tweet.
tongue. And I loved this one that you guys shared, the
Yes.
Stormtrooper selfie.
Yeah. They have a couple different Star Wars designs, and these are kids' shirts. They also have one with the princesses with like I think it's Anna and Elsa, and then I don't remember, but there's a third princess, or I guess they're queens, and they're taking a selfie. It's just best day ever. Like, okay.
And before we let Kyle go, is anything else that you wanted to mention, Kyle, that I didn't bring up on screen for you?
No, I think that's everything as far as the merch. I think they have more in the works. They've teased a lot of things like that. There's also the Erebus
Yes.
collection for more high-end art and etched glass things. But I really like the color scheme. I really like what they've come up with for this initial run, and I look forward to the other stuff that they're going to be releasing, probably more towards the actual anniversary next month.
Mhm.
And we will have a link below to Kyle's write-up of the event and kind of the merchandise collection that they were introduced to. So you'll be able to see all that below. And they also, Bekah, you guys discovered.
Yes, they have the main Mickey Mouse, the main attraction. The first series plush was there, just sitting out for anybody to get, and then the matching ears for Space Mountain, and then as well as the second set of ears for the collection, which is themed to Pirates of the Caribbean. So very interesting that those were there. I didn't buy any of them. Maybe I should have, but we're still waiting. We're still waiting to finish Stitch, which I guess the 16th is the next one. But yeah, kind of
those
funny.
ears, they even featured a 50th logo, didn't they, Kyle?
Yeah, there's some Walt Disney World 50th logo on the back of the ears. So you have merchandise themed to Walt Disney World at Disneyland Paris that's been announced for America, but has no info in the past 3 or 4 months now.
Other than what the collections are going to be. But yeah,
Right.
as far as release dates, we have no idea.
Okay, before we let you go, Kyle, thanks for joining us. And anything here at LP you're working on that you want to let everybody know to look out for, or anything you've done recently you want to let everybody know about?
I say check out those videos of the Disneyland Paris, the Disney Delight drone show, and the Dream and Shine Brighter parade. And I'm still working on that Gardens of Wonder. I will get that done this week. So you can check out the Gardens of Wonder and all 30 of those characters.
I am so excited to see your footage of those. I am such an addict to kinetic art, and 30 mobile Disney mobiles. Oh, I'm so eagerly awaiting that. So thanks again for joining us, Kyle. We'll see you.
Thank you.
We'll
Thank
see you
you.
soon. Wow, dude, you guys had such a trip. That's so cool.
Yeah,
Just a little bit jealous. I have yet to put my feet in Disneyland Paris, but I hope to someday, not too in the too distant future. But I was over at the Disneyland Resort, and at Disney California Adventure, they currently have the Food and Wine Festival going on, and their merchandise line is celebrating wine and the beauty of California. The main, I would say, kind of the main color scheme of it is like a this brilliant Cabernet,
Yes.
with the not quite teal, but kind of a very turquoisey blue accent to it. That's just a nice color blend that really, it's eye catching when you walk by, Bekah.
Yes, I just was looking at some of the pictures and I was like, wow, these are amazing. Yeah, really like that color scheme. And again, that ombre effect is just, there's something about that.
Mm-hmm. And the mini ears that they've gone with this Cabernet bow. You've got some attraction imagery on the ears themselves, and then with it being food and wine, you've got a wooden spoon and a whisk. So a little bit of a cookery homage, and life is a grape on their spiritual. Can I be honest? I love this, except for that. If
You don't like the grape, yeah.
Yeah, I think if it would have had like the event name on it, maybe, or something more just Disney-esque than food oriented, I think they might have gotten my money on this one, because the colors are really they jump out at you.
That's how I
And
feel with a lot of the spirit jerseys. It's like hit or miss with either the messaging or the design, and I'm like, there's always something that I'm like, oh, if it was just tweaked a little bit, I would absolutely get that.
and for me, it's because of the price point.
Mm-hmm.
When you're putting out when I put out that much money, I want it to really like it. I don't
Yes.
want to just kind of like it.
No, I'm right there with you.
And there's this kind of 3/4 length, I call this a baseball style shirt, when
Yeah.
it has the contrast of the gray sleeves with the white bodice, and Mickey and Pluto roaming the orange groves with hot air balloons, and Grizzly Peak rising in the distance. The nice thing about this is, currently during this Food and Wine Festival time period, Soarin' has returned to Soarin' over California. And a lot of this kind of imagery with the balloons and the orange groves, to me, that's just quintessential Soarin'. So it's kind of a nice homage and blend of those experiences happening at the Food and Wine Festival. And of course, you've got a variety of pins. So that
Yeah,
are
really,
available.
really great designs.
I didn't get to try any food and wine. I was too busy doing a gazillion other things. But oh man, there's some tasty treats, and some apparently not so tasty treats, but unique experiences. If you've checked out our Twitter, you've seen that Jeremiah Good, our East Coast correspondent who was on the West Coast for a few days, got to try the peanut butter and jelly mac. And it's like it's a peanut butter pasta is the way it seems, and then they have a jelly homage, not homage, but like a grape inspired accent to it, and I guess it's Pop Rocks. And so the video that we have is quite fun. It's on our Twitter. I'll send it over so Bekah can include it in our show notes below, so you can check it out. But yeah, it was a bit of a shock to his system when he tossed that taste in his mouth. But the festival is going on now through April 26th. Unlike the Epcot Festival, this merchandise hasn't yet made its way to Shop Disney yet, has it, Bekah?
I haven't seen it yet.
Have we seen that in previous years where the Disneyland Resort Festival merchandise makes its way, or has that been more typical East Coast?
Definitely East Coast. I'm trying to think now.
Yeah, no, me too. Sorry.
For all the different merchandise collections we've looked at. I feel like more attraction and like anniversary, or like the dated merchandise makes it. Maybe not so much. And this Food and Wine Festival is much shorter than like the Epcot festivals, which run for months at a time, or two.
Very true. Very true.
I mean, I guess this is a month and this is almost 2 months, but yeah, we'll
See, as Kyle reminds us, the Lunar New Year spirit jersey didn't make its way to Shop Disney. So yeah, but we'll keep our eyes out, and of course, if we spot any of this on Shop Disney, we'll be sure to let you know. Geo also coming in to say, yeah, I don't think I've seen it. Yeah, it kind of dawned on me when I was walking around this time around DCA. It's like, oh, you know what? I don't remember this kind of stuff popping up on Shop Disney, like we see the Orange Bird, line from Festival, or the Figment line from Epcot Festivals popping up there. Now we're jumping over to the world of Funko.
Yes. So we've already seen the People Mover Funkos with Mickey and Minnie and Pluto, but there's the Funko exclusive Stitch debuted last week, and it's still available. This sells for $15, and as you can see there, you've got the little like connectors on either end. So if you do end up getting multiple pieces to this collection, you can actually connect them and have everybody riding the People Mover. So I just think it's really cute.
He's adorable, nice toothy smile. He's got that lei. So, and Geo, you're welcome. We wouldn't want you to forget about the Funko Stitch. So there you go. Don't want you to miss out on him. We also noticed that it's true. It's not my
Stitch.
At some point in my life, people thought that this was my favorite character. And so when my birthday rolled around, I got inundated. I have 2 file boxes like this of gifts of Stitch stuff. And I liked it, but it's because I love Elvis. So the idea that Disney was going to have this Elvis music in the film, and my dream is someday to surf. So that all got conflated into, hey, that's my favorite character.
She loves Stitch.
Yeah, there you go. And you also collected up in this article, Bekah. There's some they've added some new Cinderella line merchandise to.
Right. So we thought, just by it doesn't say in the title descriptor of the item exclusive. So we thought, oh, they're making some merchandise available to everybody. But then if you scroll through the actual page listing, no, these are still exclusive for guests with reservations on the Galactic Starcruiser. But these are to be purchased post Voyage. So you can get these up to 30 days after your reservation. So kind of nice that they're offering that in case maybe you didn't have room in your luggage to purchase your merchandise or your memorabilia on ship, and now you can do that through here. But I like that Shop Disney offers it, but I do think it's a little weird that you've got this stuff that's not accessible to everybody.
It's an interesting. I'm wondering it. I mean, there's several lines of thinking with this. It can be a service to, like what you're saying, where your guests on board can go ahead and just place that as part of their Shop Disney order, qualify for that free shipping,
right?
All that type of stuff. Because if you purchase on board, right, you're going to be paying shipping back to your home. By the way,
probably, or bringing a separate, paying to have a separate suitcase check.
Yep. So by the way, insider tip: if you find that there's more merchandise on board than you thought, check Shop Disney, because perhaps you can just order it from Shop Disney and get it sent to you without having to pay that shipping cost. And then the other aspect I thought of was, in some ways, this is like marketing for them, right? Without being marketing, it reminds people that the Chandrila line, that the Halcyon is out there, as an experience, and it could maybe be yet another way to entice people aboard the ship, because hey, look, there's also this merchandise that you have access to if you do this. So kind of, I thought there you go, two different ways to approach it.
Right.
And finally, we're beginning to wrap up here. I don't have a Sensational 7 for everyone this week. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
With the schedule, I just went, I'll take a week off. It'll be back next time. We're just going to be here again on Tuesday, right? We'll be back on our normal
think so,
Tuesday.
yeah. I probably
a shorter window until the next time we're here. But finally, we're going to be bringing you this two Lego sets within the world of Star Wars.
Yes, these now I don't know how new they are, but they're new to Shop Disney. I feel like we've seen that AT Walker, or is it at? Am I saying that wrong?
No,
At
you're good.
Walker. And this other is the Dark Trooper Attack. So two very, very drastically different sets, but they're both available on Shop Disney. And one is themed to The Mandalorian. And then, of course, the at Walker is The Empire Strikes Back. So really, I really like both of these sets. I'm very impressed with the detail that goes into each. That Dark Trooper Attack includes Luke Skywalker. He's got his lightsaber, and then you have Dark Troopers. There's a revolving elevator and a rotating platform and a sliding force platform, so you can kind of recreate that action from The Mandalorian, which is pretty fun. That set comes in at a nice price of $29.99 and 166 pieces, whereas your at Walker is one of these Ultimate Collector series, and this one is like 2 feet tall when you complete the build.
That's amazing to me. I asked our Mike Celestino if he was picking up this AT-AT, and he was like, yeah, I don't think I have room in my I'm running out of room. So yeah, 2 feet tall. That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of want to build one just so that I can see it. You know how you can like measure the dimensions and you're like, it's supposed to be this tall. I don't believe it. I either think it's smaller or larger. And then when you actually get the stuff, you're like, no, that's exactly right. But yeah, this says 18 and up. It's over 6,700 pieces. And yeah, we got a much bigger price here of $800. So.
Oh, look how nice Geo is. Don't worry, this is still sensational.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. We're both a little loopy, so we appreciate the encouragement. And Kyle, I was actually going to write you and request that because as some people know, he's undergoing a lot of liquid right now. So different ways and pleasant ways to enjoy that. But yeah, Jeffrey says, we call him Geo because a lot of times he participates in our Disney trivia chats. We have Disney trivia chats here Tuesdays and Saturdays at 7:30, and his name during those contests is Geo, like just the first part of his name. So that's why we often refer to Jeffrey as that. But I would love to get into Lego, but they're so pricey. And then you need a place to display them because, I have a story about that. We had built a pirate ship and we hadn't quite got it into a display yet. Yeah, and I can't remember who, but someone in the family tripped and kind of bumped into it and broke it up. And it's not easy to rebuild these really intricate sets when you've
No, and even when they stay together, you like trying to go back through the instructions and figure out what part you're at.
Right?
It is a little tricky.
So yeah. So let me just double check my list real quick, Bekah, to be sure I didn't overlook anything. But I think I got everything on our list before we sign off. Yep, I did. But as always, there's lots going on here at Laughing Place. Later today, I'm going to be back with Mike Celestino. We're going to be talking about Star Wars headlines, including the new Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer. Mike's done a nice synopsis, kind of scene by scene, letting you know those little details that he noticed. I'm excited to talk with him about that. We'll also talk about some of the recent comics that have been out there. So lots happening. Bekah, I know that you have a number of items that you are working on or have recently posted on Laughing Place. So why don't you tell us about those?
Yeah, I've got a huge list here. Maybe I should have kept it small because
it's
short
good.
turnaround. But as we mentioned earlier, we've got Flower and Garden merchandise on Shop Disney. We've got the Orange Bird and the Mickey collections are there. And I believe more will be coming later in the year. If you're a D23 Gold member and you want an exclusive Turning Red pin, that's available now on Shop Disney. It's a limited edition, so don't wait too long for that. We talked about Lego already, but those Star Wars helmets, they have some like display piece helmets. I think it's Luke Skywalker, the Mandalorian, and Dark Trooper. those are on Shop Disney as well. If you are into Disney board games, Ravensburger has a Star Wars Villainous Power of the Dark Side version coming this August. So we've just got a little post up about that. For jewelry, we've got Disney Pandora charms, some cute Mickey and Minnie, and Fantasyland Castle. Alex brought us more information about another Scentsy Cinderella Castle. I believe another warmer and a fragrance. Really, really beautiful. That's on pre-order. And then Boba Fett Funko Soda. Pre-orders sold out, but there's more will be available later this year. And then Spidey and his amazing friends. There's some, I think it's Masonette, some kids apparel. Mac did a nice post about that. And finally, Uniqlo has a whole bunch of Mickey Mouse graphic tees for adults and kids. So it's a standing Mickey pose, but all sorts of different artistic looks. Very nice collection. So yeah, so much.
So thank you very much for joining us on this Thursday edition of Barely Necessities. We're usually here Tuesdays at 4 o'clock right here on this very Laughing Place YouTube channel. We talked about Disney merchandise. We invite you to join us in the chat. Let's see, what else was I going to mention? Saturday night, we have Disney Trivia Live right here at 7:30 on this YouTube channel. So thanks very much for joining us. If you've enjoyed this stream, please give us a like. It helps other people find us and just generally helps us have a smile on our face for what we've done. And if you want to make sure that you don't miss out on other content, you hit the subscribe and like button and it'll let you know whenever we go live here. We often are in the parks walking around showing you what's happening live. From inside Disney theme parks. We also visit some other parks around the country as well. So be sure to like and subscribe this stream. Otherwise, I guess we'll just see you next time. See